Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Be Perfectly Blended. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. And if this is your first time, thanks so much for clicking on. I'm going to start my morning by putting some of my red beans. I'm going to go ahead and rinse them, and I'm going to get those in the crock pot with a smoked turkey wing because I am making red beans and rice for dinner along with chicken strips and cabbage. So I'm going to start here I didn't make very much. I did go back and add a little bit more, but I didn't make very much as it's just for the people that live in my house here. So 4 of us and my grandson who I have today. So I start by rinsing my red beans off, and I do let them soak for a little while. But with the slow cooker, I found you really don't need to do that. But anyways, then I go through and I pick out the ones that you need to pick out. Because I'm using instant rice, I went ahead and put that to the side, and I'll just put it in a pot as dinner's closer to getting done. I grabbed a cup here from my cupboard, and I'm just going to put my beans in the crock pot. I do put my crock pot on high to start, and then put enough water in so that all your beans are submerged. And then you'll be able to see if some other beans do need to be picked out. But I did have to show you this real quick. My grandson absolutely loves the song Hot Dog and the dance from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. He's so serious about it. So that's what he was doing as I was prepping this. And so I just had to show that real quick. So now back to our red beans here in the slow cooker. This is how you want them. So they're plenty covered with the water. And like I said, you can pick out those that got by you real quick. And then go ahead and add some seasoning to the water. I use seasoning salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. You can add a little cayenne if you choose. You basically are seasoning to taste. I do add a little bit of salt now, but then I will taste and test later because my smoked turkey leg does have salt, and so does the seasoning salt. So once your water is seasoned, I just put my lid on and let it go. Boom, get my dishes put away, dish rack put away, and wipe down my counter here. And then I'm going to get my grandson situated real quick and come back and do the kitchen floors. Sometimes I will get on my hands and knees and strip my floor. I'll use an ammonia water mixture. I've done that in past videos. But today I am just scrubbing my floor by hand. My grandson is here and my kids are in and out of the house. So I'm not using ammonia because I have people here, but also I don't need to strip my floor. I just want to give it a good scrub. But of course I'm going to start with sweeping, and it is just amazing what builds up on your floor as far as crumbs and all that. So I'm getting in all my corners here. Yeah, you'll see my pile in a minute. We'll get that cleaned up, and then I'll go ahead and start to scrub my floor. I do end up changing my shirt. I didn't realize my tank top, how much was exposed. So you will see me right here, well, all this morning in my tank top. But then I will go and put a shirt on because it kind of holds me in better. But anyways, back to the floor. I am just mixing some pine sol. This is a super strong pine sol with some warm water. And then that's what I'm going to use. So I'm just mixing it all together. I have my yellow rag here, and I literally am squeezing it onto the floor. And then I will go back in with another rag and wipe it in, I guess, or kind of wipe it up somewhat. And then I go back in with this rag here and do kind of like the fine tuning where I'm really going in and wiping it all up. And I just continue this process and just wipe my way all the way out of the kitchen. And then I give it about 15 minutes or so to dry, and I'll go back in with my Mop and Glow. So leave a thumbs up in the comment, or go ahead and hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up in this video but especially if you've heard of or used Mop and Glow. It is so funny because my husband made fun of me when I was trying to find it one time because I literally couldn't find it at the two stores I normally get it from. It wasn't there. And so I literally looked it up on Google, and it showed me a store. We've never been there before. It was more like a garden store. And sure enough, they had one bottle left of the Mop and Glow. So, of course, I grabbed it. But it was funny because when I jumped back in the car, my husband was completely cracking up because he was like, wow, you really Googled the nearest Mop and Glow. Sure did.
That's a lot.
Here's how my floor is looking. I'm super pleased. Gonna go ahead and put everything back. Whoops, lost my slipper there. Put everything back where it goes in the kitchen, and then we'll peek in on the red beans and rice. You'll see my dog's mat. I put it backwards, and so I had to turn around and fix it, even though it really didn't matter, just because it wasn't how it typically is. I had to switch it. Anyone else like that? Let me know in the comments down below. So this is about an hour in, and now this is about closer to 3 hours. Oh, it smells so good. So now I'm taking this tool here that I got from Pampered Chef that you kind of separate the meat, and I'm just going in with it and pushing down on my beans. I'm not mashing the beans, I'm just kind of pushing in so that moisture can get in there. I'm also getting some of the meat off the turkey leg, but I'm leaving it all still in. Now I'm showing you my grandson is taking a nap. So I'm going to go ahead and get the bathroom knocked out real quick. So here's what she's looking like. I do not need to do the floors because I did just wipe those down as I washed the carpets. So I'm just really doing kind of a light clean here. So I'm going to start with my mirror and just get that wiped down along with my vanity. And here I'm using a bleach spray, even though I showed you the back of it. On the front, it says bleach, all-purpose spray. I decided to just use paper towels because I am just kind of giving everything a wipe down. I'm not really scrubbing anything, just your typical get the little watermarks and toothpaste and all that wiped up. And now I'm going to go ahead and spray down my shower bath combo here, and I like to let it sit for a little while. Put my husband's shower shoes away. And now I'll go ahead and use the same bleach and just get in my toilet there and let it sit. And I'm going back here and just wiping down right along here the caulking of the bathtub. You can begin to see dust build up there, so I'm just giving that a wipe down. And now I'll go in here, scrub my toilet, let my toilet brush kind of sit here and drip dry a little bit as I do. And I'm just taking a paper towel and wiping down my toilet. Of course, I will wash my hands when I'm done. But yeah, I'm just kind of giving your basic little wipe down, trying to get back here in those nooks and crannies. Fun stuff. So to scrub down my shower bath combo here, what I actually used is one of those puffs that you use, to wash your bodies. But we typically use washcloths. I will use puffs here and there, but we had two of them here in the bathroom that were never used. They look brand new, but I don't know if someone actually used them. So I just went ahead and sprayed them down, rinsed them off in the bleach real quick. And then that's what I used to scrub, so I didn't have to get another cloth or anything. And it worked beautifully. So yeah, and then I rinsed it all out. And I actually put the puff up in a baggie underneath the sink, and I'll go ahead and use it again. So that's what the bathroom's looking like. Nice and ready. My mats are dry. Like I said, I washed those. My rugs here for the bathroom yesterday and did the floor then. So I put those back, and the bathroom's looking great. I'll get this put up, and we'll check back on the red beans and rice. The beans are coming along quite nice, so I'm going to go ahead and go in. They're getting very tender, so I'm just going to kind of mash around a little bit, getting a lot of that meat coming off the bone. Here's what it's looking like. I will add some water. My husband does like to have some juice to go over the rice. Plus, it's not quite ready, so it does still have some time to cook. And now is a good time to go ahead and taste it and go in with any seasonings. I am going to add a little bit of seasoning salt, garlic, and onion powder. And I will add just a little bit of table salt. And this is the last amount of salt that I will add to my beans. Oh, yeah. And I can't forget a little pat of butter. And then I'll just put the lid on and let it go for a little while longer. I'm going to add some butter here to the back skillet and let that melt down. And I'm going to go ahead and chop up some cabbage. We have a little bit of cabbage left here, and I didn't want it to go to waste. We'll go ahead and chop that up. I also will add a beef hot link that I'll just cut up and throw in with it just to add a little bit of flavor. Of course, before I put the cabbage in the skillet, I'm going to go ahead and wash it. I just like to rinse it like this underneath the sink. I do this about 3 times with my bowl here and drain the water. And I just separate with my fingers, try to get any little creepy crawlies or remnants of them that could be in there. Shake it off, and I'll add it to the skillet. I did cut up 1 beef hot link just for some extra flavor, so I'll throw that in as well. Now I'm just going to go ahead and mix it together and add my seasonings. So I'm just going to use onion powder, garlic powder, and some seasoning salt. And then I do add some regular salt as well and some pepper. But of course you can season however you want to season. If you want to add a little spice in there, a little something extra. Like I said, I already put the hot links in and they have a little spice to them. So, and then you just, oh yeah, of course, add some extra butter. That's what I do. Put the lid on and it will produce its own water. So while that is doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead and start my chicken strips. So I have some flour there that I showed, and I showed the seasonings that I'm using. And I am just going to add these seasonings to the flour. I am a little heavy-handed with it, of course, so that the chicken will be well seasoned. I'm going to add some oil to the skillet over here so that that can get really nice and hot as I am breading my chicken strips. So I add enough to place my chicken strips. They won't be completely covered so they're not floating around, but they're covered enough where I just need to turn them once. And so while that's heating up, I'm back here just mixing the dry seasonings together, and then I'm going to go ahead and season my meat as well. And I did take an egg and beat it, and I have that sitting here, and I'm going to dredge the chicken through the egg. That kind of sounds funny, huh? Through the egg for batter. And yeah, so I'm kind of creating a wet batter, and the egg will, you know, kind of hold the batter on the chicken there. So now that my chicken is seasoned, I'm using forks. You will see me switch to tongs. It was much easier. So I was trying to do this without touching the chicken. I couldn't find my gloves. You know, like when you clean out stuff, then you can't figure out where you put something. So anyways, I didn't want to take the time to actually dig and look for my gloves. So I'm using forks here, and then I will switch it over to tongs. But basically, I am taking the chicken strip and I'm dredging it through the egg, and then I'm putting it in the flour mixture, and then I'm mixing them like this. So that flour mixture is getting a nice thick coating onto the chicken strip. And just continue the process till all the chicken strips are coated. So last minute, I decided to hit the chicken strips with a little lemon pepper. I haven't used lemon pepper in a while, so I don't know, just came to my head, so there we go. Make sure your oil is nice and hot and ready for frying. We don't want to put our chicken strips into some oil that's not ready. But now that the oil is ready, I'm adding my chicken strips in. Here's how they're looking. The cabbage is cooking down quite nicely. I almost forgot about my beans here with everything else I had going on. I'm just checking the chicken here. Some pieces are almost ready to be turned. I did decide to make biscuits with dinner as well, so I'm using this biscuit mix, and it was super good. They're kind of like a buttermilk drop biscuit if I were to describe them, but I just literally follow the directions. Super easy. Water combined with the mix. Heat the oven, spray the pan, put them on. Super easy. And then I melted a little butter and topped them off as soon as they came out of the oven, and they were really, really good. Before I could get the biscuits in, I could tell the chicken needed to be turned. So I wanted to go ahead and do that just so I wouldn't burn the chicken. And then once I got all my chicken pieces turned, I'm going to go ahead and put the biscuits in. I put some water here in the back. I'm adding a little salt so it will begin to boil so I can go ahead and make the rice because, yeah, dinner is about done. And I just follow the directions on the back of the rice. Super simple. I do want to say this. This could actually be 2 meals, even though I made it one. These red beans and rice, especially when you use a turkey leg like I did, or a turkey wing, excuse me, it gives off a lot of meat. You will pull a lot of meat from that turkey wing mixed in with the beans, and the rice is filling enough. If you add just a vegetable to that, there's a meal in itself. If you take the chicken strips, even chicken strips with rice is a meal in itself, or chicken strips with the rice and beans. So while I did cook this all for this night, you definitely could get a couple meals out of it, especially with the red beans and rice and the cabbage. Those both go a long ways. The chicken strips look so good. So I'm going to go ahead and put those to the side so they can drain a little bit of that oil off. The water is ready for the rice. So again, just following the directions. I will add a little butter and a little salt to my rice. And I did take the lid off of everything, so now it can kind of all rest. I turn the heat down. Whew, I am tired. It is hot in here, but hey, we are ready. The biscuits are about done, so I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. Like I said, slap a little butter on them. As you can see, my family is ready to eat. So I'm going to go ahead and get the plate served up here. Show you a quick picture of my husband's plate. Thank you so much for coming along with me today. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in the next one.